Now, the news coming in, already you know this, President Bola Tinubu's unwavering determination to drive tangible progress and establish fruitful alliances across party lines in just 9 days since assuming office has been the talk of Nigerians. The president has gone from handling the petrol subsidy removal to dousing the labor union situation. The task indeed is daunting, but the next hurdle is electing the leadership of the 10th Assembly. Moments ago, President Tinubu has met with lawmakers-elect ahead of the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly. The meeting follows a prior engagement with senators elected on the platform of his party, the All Progressives Congress, within the past 24 hours. At the meeting, President Tinubu emphasized the importance of prioritizing the country's interest over party politics in their legislative responsibilities. He called on the lawmakers to work together and carefully select good leaders, in his words, for the 10th National Assembly. The president's remarks resonated with several lawmakers present who commended the initiative taken to convene the gathering. Now, well, for more on this, I'm joined in the studio by Oyalowo, who's a member of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Ayo, good to see you and thanks for your time. These are busy moments for the president, whom many have not only called a kingmaker, but a strategist when it comes to politics. And now he's been tested while being on the saddle. Now, let's first talk about the talk of petrol subsidy and how the president and his team, Dele Alake, Senator-elect Adams Oshomole, and others were able to have a deal with the labor unions.
Well, thank you very much. Good evening once again, Suleiman. I think in this your studio also I've said it that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the most prepared we've had since 1999. He's not a president who got in there by accident. We've had some who were birthed from the prison unprepared. We've had the ones who were foisted on us who were not too feeling well. We had the ones who got there because somebody died, and we had the ones who got there because they just want to be there. But for the first time, we're having a president who actually wanted to be the president. He's prepared for this day. And we can see his deft handling of situation in the last 9 days that he's become president. He has proven to Nigerians that he's not just hands-on. He knows what it takes to do what needs to be done to fix whatever situation we find ourselves. We've never had someone who handled labor the way they were handled. Not by being rude to them, not by being difficult with them, but by carrying them along, by speaking to them heart to heart. And we saw the way he spoke with the governors too, heart to heart, letting them understand that, look, we've taken a very difficult decisions. People will suffer if you don't do the right thing. So I urge you, let's do the right thing. And this is a president that I worked for to make a president. I did my own little bit in my own right because I trusted in him. I knew he was going to do this. So I'm not surprised. I saw Nigerians being very surprised at how good he is. But I saw this, I knew this, and I told many people this. And I'm glad that whatever I said then is coming to pass.
Well, it might be too early in the day for some.
This is a very huge crisis.
I know. It might be too early for some who's still on the fence, and some who also are the Thomases, and they're still watching to see if this is something real after all. Now, speak to us more about what Nigerians hope to see in the days to come. Now, the Secretary of Government of the Federation is already assumed office. Yes, and the meetings with his party chieftains and members elected in the National Assembly have been the big news in the last 48 hours or so. And that's a man, sometimes a lot of people may not like these party members, but that's a man leading up to the election. Many people thought that he lacked the stamina. He was really getting old for the fatigue that we're seeing him go through. I would like you to speak on that, and then we dovetail.
Suleiman, I was in this studio one day. I think it was Sumner that was interviewing me then, and he asked me a question: where is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? And I heard he was resting in London. And some people went to take a viral video out of it, insulted me, made fun of me. But I told them there was nothing wrong with this man. It was clearly the work of enemies and opposition who don't understand how to do politics, who don't have whatever to sell. See, we decided to run our campaign based strictly on ideas and on what we are going to do. But other people decided that they were going to do videos, memes, insulting, making, you remember the Bola Blue video, you know, all those things they did. But we saw him in close quarters. We saw his stamina. We knew his strength. You remember the APC youth leader, Israel Dio, said something about the fact that Baba never sleeps, and he wasn't making it up. It's the truth. In fact, at times people had to physically force him to go sleep. That is the strength of that man. So all the stories now is coming. People are beginning to realize that those things were just campaign hula baloo. They were not the truth. People are saying the stamina of the man, the level of meetings, the level of engagement is having, the intellectual depth that is being pushed into this. I mean, we've had crisis in Nigeria with labor. It is never easy to handle labor. But Asiwaju did this thing within 48 hours and we have peace. And because, let me explain something. Every human being wants to feel important. All Asiwaju needed to do was make them feel they're important, carry them along and let them realize that whatever he's doing, they will be involved. And now on 19th of June, they will meet again to fashion out proper way. So this is the most important thing.
19th of June
making people feel
looks
important.
like, sorry to cut you, it looks like the big test. But again, I just had a conversation with Daniel Ogalgazi, a factional speaker of Nasarawa State House of Assembly, all party members of the APC, surprisingly. But again, let's put that into perspective. The 10th Assembly, National Assembly, and you get to have the same kind of feel. Looking at what is happening in Nasarawa, where categorically Daniel Ogalgazi has said, well, the party has no say in this. The executive arm shouldn't put any kind of put its nose in their business, in their affairs. And we are also seeing the same argument from some people who are in the 10th Assembly, who are going to be members of the 10th Assembly. Yeah. So that's another test for the president.
Well, in democracy, everybody will always have their say. But it's easy to say the executive should not put their mouth or should not put their noses. But we are a member of the same party. We must swim on the same side of the sea because look at it from where we picked this side of democracy, the American system. Whether we like it or not, the party has a hand in what happens everywhere. Because we campaign on a particular subject, and you will not achieve your aim if you are not pulling in the same direction. So I know we will always have a few recalcitrant ones. Everybody will not accept what you're saying, but we know that the majority will understand that, look, for us to succeed, we all saw what happened in 2015 to 2019. We saw the cantankerous relationship between the executive and the legislature. It wasn't working. A lot of things that President Buhari will have achieved was not achievable then because he had a legislature that was not working with him. We are not going to have that this time around. Yes, not everybody will be on board, but the majority will be on board, and the party will have its way because we campaign on a subject, the renewed hope for Nigerians.
But again, you
cannot give them a renewed hope when what you want to do is not being done because every
Nigerian, I think, irrespective of party affiliation, will be waiting to see that renewed hope. But again, no one will agree. Some will not agree with you that we had a round cross assembly. That was why President.
No, I can show you a video where the former Senate President was saying,
former President
let me remind you. You remember there was a video that trended where the Senate President categorically said, "I cut the Lagos-Ibadan budget. Today we have not finished that road. They're just rounding it off." If the man did not destroy that budget, he said it by himself. The video is everywhere. Where the Senate President then, Saraki, said, "I cut the budget." And then they were coming to beg me. I mean, we don't want that.
But again, we had Ahmed Lawan.
No, but did you see the amount
who's always been on the same page with your party and the president, the former president.
Yeah. But did you see how well they performed? Look at the PIB that was forever a PIB. It became a PIA because we had a legislature that was working with the executive. We saw the number of bills that were passed. We saw all the work they did together. And look, people don't understand when you say checks and balance. It's not one person boxing the other person. It is just making sure that whatever is done right. But you help to make sure that you look at what they are doing. You correct what you think. And because you remember the electoral law. It was corrected like 2 or 3 times, but eventually passed, and we all saw what happens. So the thing is, the legislature should not necessarily make things difficult. All you need to do is be a watchdog, fix what needs to be fixed. You are not supposed to be there to ensure that the executive fails. It's not supposed to be your job.
So now that your party knows these, what's your party doing, and exactly, rather, who is your party pushing forward?
Well, until today, I'm still aware that for the Senate President, we are talking about Senator Godswill Akpabio, and for the Speaker of the House of Representatives is Abbas Tajuddin. So I don't think anything has changed in that regard. The two men are working assiduously to ensure that, yes, the party have pushed them forward, but they are still working hard by themselves. They have reached every stage.
How does it feel as a party man? Now, I know you're not a spokesperson, but personally, Ayo, how do you feel when you see or you hear some members kick and say no?
No, but they will always do that. That is why some of them lost their state. It's this attitude of not working together. We saw what happened in some of the states, especially for the ones in Senate who have been making all this trouble. This is the exact belligerence that cost them their state. We cannot have belligerence. See, being the Senate President is not the all and all. There are a lot of other things that can be achieved if you don't get it today. I will give you an example of this same Ahmed Lawa. He was supposed to be in 2015. They didn't allow him because some people came, but he still got what he needed to get. So if people work with the party, for instance, I wanted to contest for the House of Reps. But when I got home, by the time we served, we were about 10 aspirants. And the party leadership told us to step down because they wanted to reward the son of the ex-governor, Oyalowo Akala, because I'm from a woman. And we all did. And today, I am happier for it because I am valued in my party. I am a valued member of my party. I am very, very confident of what is going to happen in the near future in my party and in my life. So when you don't get what you want as a party person, it is not enough for you to destroy the party, because when you do that, everybody loses. So I don't know why people don't understand this.
It's a fine place for us to leave it tonight, Ayo Oyalowo.
Thank you, Suleiman.
Speaking with you.